Kristen Doute gives birth to baby girl with Luke Broderick. Details. Kristen Doute is officially a mom. On June 13, the Valley cast member shared the exciting news that she and her fiancé, Luke Broderick, have welcomed their daughter, Kaya Lily. She's here, and we still can't believe it. Luke is even hotter as a dad, and I just feel so lucky, Kristen told Briefing on Bravo. And even though I haven't slept or showered in 2 days, seeing our daughter and finally being able to hold her makes it all worth it. We're completely overwhelmed with love and so grateful for her. Our lives are already changed completely. Kristen went on to explain that the little one's name is a nod to Hawaii, where the couple got engaged. We knew we wanted our baby name to have something to do or revolve around water, she told the outlet of Kaya's name, which translates to sea in Hawaiian. Lilies are my favorite flower. They're associated with new beginnings, beauty, and also the name Lily indicates a gentle and compassionate nature, suggesting a kind and caring personality. The big day arrived for Kristen after she opened up about her desire to become a mom on the Valley Season 1. Below, we have all the details on Kristen's journey to getting pregnant and becoming a mom. Details on Kristen Doute's fertility journey. The journey to having a baby was not easy for the new mom and her fiancé. She had previously suffered a miscarriage in 2023 after 6 weeks of pregnancy. But Kristen and Luke kept trying to get pregnant and saw a fertility specialist after they got engaged in September 2024. However, they held off on intrauterine insemination, IUI, or in vitro fertilization options. I am on medication now, she said during a September 2024 episode of her podcast. That's kind of as far as we're going at the moment. We've been tested, both Luke and I, just making sure the swimmers are swimming. You know, my body's ready to carry, and we're looking good on all of that, but for some reason, it's just not taking. During the Valley Season 1, Episode 2, Kristen expressed her fears of not being able to get pregnant at her age. The only thing I second-guess is my own body, she told Luke. I can't get knocked up any day of the week, and I feel like it might be really difficult. I'm 40. I'm 5 years past a geriatric pregnancy, like that's a kid up. Luke Broderick opens up about becoming a dad. Long before Kristen and Luke knew about the baby's sex, Luke had an indication that they would be having a girl. During a December 11, 2024 episode of their podcast, Balancing Act with Kristen Doute and Luke Broderick, Luke revealed that they had a vision about their family with not 1 but 2 children. I can still vividly see what I saw, he said. I mean, I was on a beach with a baby boy in my hand and a daughter holding my hand beside me, an older girl and a baby boy a few years apart. During that episode of their podcast, Kristen said that she did not care about her baby's sex, just as long as the baby is healthy. Once you're pregnant, especially geriatrically pregnant, high-risk pregnant, old AF pregnant, you're just like, I want a healthy baby, she said. Kristen Doute opens up about her miserable first trimester. During that same podcast episode, Kristen revealed that she felt crazy during her first trimester of pregnancy. I feel less crazy. I feel less miserable, she said. Those first 8 to 10 weeks, really the whole first trimester, but those first 8 to 10 weeks were just horrific. Kristen revealed that her pregnancy made her dislike a lot of things and people in her life. There were moments where I didn't like my dog, which is crazy, she said. I was depressed. I was miserable. I couldn't get out of my head being miserable. See the first photo of Kristen Doute and Luke Broderick's baby. Despite having a tough first trimester, Kristen was so happy to see her daughter in her very first ultrasound images. The James May designer took to her Instagram story on December 17, 2024, where she posted her ultrasound photos, showing off the baby's head and spine. I'm in my second trimester, she captioned the photos. It's the first trimester screening. IDK, but she's healthy and bopping around. Kristen Doute reveals her pregnancy cravings. Pregnancy hadn't been easy on Kristen, who was not able to keep food down throughout the 9 months. However, there were a few items that she was able to tolerate. "I have this obsession with McDonald's frozen Coke," she said during a December 21, 2024 episode of her podcast. "It used to be Slurpees only, but now, when I compare the two, McDonald's frozen Coke wins every time." Kristen Doute gives birth to baby girl with Luke Broderick. A beautiful journey into parenthood. A longing from the heart. Kristen Doute never imagined the winding road motherhood would be. Long before the Valley cameras rolled, before the ultrasound images and the whispers of baby girl, she carried a quiet desire deep inside her. It was more than just a ticking biological clock. It was a soul's yearning, amplified with every friend's baby shower, every quiet Sunday morning with Luke, and every time she held someone else's child and wondered, when will it be my turn? By the time she and Luke Broderick got engaged in September 2024, their relationship had already been tested in the way only real love could survive, through loss, disappointment, and endless cycles of hope. After suffering a heartbreaking miscarriage in 2023, just 6 weeks into the pregnancy, Kristen questioned everything: her body, her timing, even fate. "It broke something in me," she admitted quietly in a now-famous podcast episode. "But Luke, he was my anchor. He reminded me that loss doesn't define us. How we love after loss does." And so they tried again, and again. A tiny spark. Kristen's fertility journey wasn't just emotional. It was physical, intimate, exhausting. After months of negative tests and emotional highs, followed by brutal lows, Kristen began hormone treatments, paired with what she jokingly referred to as fertility boot camp, acupuncture, supplements, and even weekly Reiki sessions. "We weren't ready to go the IUI or IVF route just yet," she said. "We wanted to try everything else first, naturally. That was important to us." Finally, one morning in late October, Kristen took another test, not expecting much. But this time, the stick turned pink. She stared at it in disbelief. "Luke," she screamed across the house, her voice shaking. He came running, half asleep, only to find her sobbing on the bathroom floor, clutching the test like a relic. "She's here," Kristen whispered through tears. "She's really here." The first trimester storm. But joy was only part of the journey. The first trimester was, as Kristen herself described, hell disguised as hormones. On her podcast, Balancing Act, Kristen was candid. "I felt insane, like I had no control over my mind or body. I hated smells. I hated people. I hated my dog, and I've never said that out loud before." There were weeks of nausea, emotional meltdowns over spilled water, and sleepless nights filled with worry. Would the baby be healthy? Could her body handle this? What if history repeated itself? "I felt like I was walking on eggshells with every breath," she confessed. "Like one wrong move could shatter this dream." But Luke was steady, patient, kind. He rubbed her back when she sobbed uncontrollably, brought her frozen Cokes from McDonald's at 10 p.m., and never once lost hope. "She was the one carrying our baby," he said later, "but I was carrying her." Kaya's name and meaning. By the second trimester, things began to settle. Kristen felt less possessed, as she jokingly called it, and began to embrace the small joys, hearing the heartbeat, seeing their baby bounce around in the ultrasound, and finally planning for a future that felt real. "She's a girl," Kristen announced on the podcast, her voice trembling. "A daughter, our daughter." Naming her came surprisingly easy. They chose Kaya Lily, a name drenched in meaning and memory. "Kaya means sea in Hawaiian," Kristen explained, "and Hawaii is where Luke proposed to me. It was magic there, healing, powerful. It felt right." Lily, her favorite flower, added another layer. "Lilies are about new beginnings and compassion. I hope she grows into someone gentle, strong, and full of grace." The beach vision. Months before they even knew Kaya's gender, Luke had shared a vivid dream on their podcast. I was on a beach, he said, holding a little boy in my arms, and beside me was a girl, older, maybe 5 or 6, holding my hand. I couldn't see faces, but I knew they were ours. Kristen hadn't thought much of it at the time, but when they found out she was carrying a girl, something about that vision stuck with her. It felt like the universe whispering a promise, she said. Like our family was already forming, even before we met her. Cravings, changes, and connection. Kristen's pregnancy cravings were legendary. While she couldn't keep most food down, she developed a near obsession with McDonald's frozen Coke. I swear it saved my life, she joked. Slurpees couldn't compete. Something about the texture, the temperature, the sugar, it hit the spot every single time. Meanwhile, Luke became the unofficial Uber Eats hero of their neighborhood, catering to Kristen's wildest cravings with a smile and maybe a touch of fear. She once made me drive 30 minutes for a specific cinnamon roll, he laughed. But I'd do it again tomorrow. More importantly, the pregnancy deepened their bond. She'd cry over baby socks, and I'd just hold her, Luke shared. Every day she amazed me. Even when she was miserable, she was growing our daughter.